Hello, people. How are you doing today? Good? Great. In case you are visiting my video for the first time, let me tell you, I am Kamlakar and I am covering few programs of AI in Python which are basically part of TYBSc Computer Science syllabus of Mumbai University. But anyone who is interested in learning these things can still watch these videos. Today, I'll be talking about fifth practical which is related to decision tree. Please go through the theory about it given in the book. I'll be covering tree for the restaurant waiting problem. This will be a classification tree. So let's begin. The first and foremost thing that I need is the dataset which is stored in hotel.csv file. Let me tell you, the dataset given in the book is too vast. I have customized it for simplicity. This dataset tells you that there are 4 feature columns: reservation, raining, bad service, and Saturday. These values are stored as true or false, where true means 1 and false means 2. The last column represents the result. The restaurant has sample data of few customers where some customers waited and some left, which are represented by wait and leave. I'll use this data to build my model. Just note that when I take the data for processing, I'll remove the first row. Now let me start writing the program. Remember that the program file and the CSV file should be kept in the same folder. So far, I have converted algorithms into programs. For this program, I'll be using modules designed specifically for data science and machine learning. Check the lines declared at the top. Pandas and sklearn are two popular modules used for this. Decision tree classifier is the main class which is used to build the model. Few modules will help in constructing the visual representation of the tree. At line number 13, the names of all the columns have been specified as I have not specified them in the CSV file. Using pd.read_csv, I'll read the file. It needs file name, header is set to none as the file does not have header, and names parameter contains names of columns. Out of all, first 4 columns will be used as feature columns. Then I'll split the data into 2 parts. X contains feature data and Y contains the answer. In machine learning, it's a regular practice to divide the data into parts: training data and test data. Training data is used for building a model, and then model is used on test data to predict the results. For this, I'll be using train_test_split function. The first 2 parameters represents feature and result columns. Test_size means how many records should be there as test data after the split. Here 0.3 means 30%. Random_state controls the shuffling. An integer passed to this indicates that output is reproducible across multiple function calls. The function returns 4 subsets: xtrain, ytrain, xtest, and ytest. Next, I'll create an object of decision tree classifier. There are various attribute selection methods using which one can build this model, out of which I am going to use entropy, which is specified in the criterion parameter. The maximum depth I want to set is 5. This object has not got the data yet, so I will call the fit function where I will pass the training data to the decision tree object. Thus, our model is ready. I can pass the test data to this model and find out the predicted values. Based on values of predictions and actual, an accuracy of the model can be determined. Now comes the final part, plotting of the tree. This part is a bit tricky. The program uses GraphViz library. You have to download the right version of this module and set proper path. Otherwise, you may end up in getting errors at the time of execution. What worked for me is given in the comments. Dot_data is a variable representing a memory space where contents of graph will be stored in special string format. This is done by export_graphviz function. It makes use of few parameters like CLF, which is our model, name of output file. Filled and rounded will control the appearance of boxes in figure. The feature_names will get the value from feature_calls, and finally the class names. you will have to take care of the order in which these values are specified. I'll tell you about this shortly. Then I'll create graph object using py.plus, which will internally read from dot_data. By the way, after executing this program, you can print the value of dot_data.getValue at the console. At the end, I'll write the contents of the graph into a PNG file. If everything goes well, you will see that hotel.png file has been created in the same folder where program file is there. Let's check the output. What I have done is, using spider features, I am showing the values of variables used in the program along with the PNG file generated by the program. Note that there are 12 records in the training data and 6 records in the test data. The tree shows the result of training data. For any attribute, true branch is on left side and false branch is on right side. Now let me read or interpret this tree using one or two examples. Our model has selected bad service as the first feature for classification. So if bad service is true, customers leave. Two such cases are there and you can verify them from the data. If restaurant has good service and if it's not a Saturday, people generally wait. 5 such cases are there. Also check the predictions on test data. Out of 6, 4 are correct. That means the model is not bad. Now something about the order that I was saying. Check this output. If the bad service is true, the customers wait. Now that's not logical, right? So you have to be careful with the order in which you specify values in class names in export function, because Python does not know the meaning of the values. If you get this type of output, try changing the order. So that's it, folks. That was easy program as compared to previous programs. Click on like button this time at least, or give any suggestion. Do subscribe to my channel for such videos. As always, thanks for watching.